The person you will talk to the most in your life is you, and the most important conversations you will ever have are with yourself. You talk to yourself in order to tune in to your inner voice and be guided by your own wisdom and good sense. You talk to yourself in order to think things through. If you can't clearly explain something to yourself, don't expect anyone else to understand you. You talk to yourself in order to reinvent yourself. There is a new version of yourself growing inside you. Talking to yourself is how you bring it to life. You talk yourself out of a drop in motivation by facing up to the resistance of others. You talk to yourself so you can tap into your own wisdom and experience, explore ideas, find answers, and solve problems. But is it normal and beneficial to talk to yourself? Boethius was a philosopher and statesman in ancient Rome. He was an important government official, but became deeply unpopular for fighting against government corruption. The paranoid ruler of Rome imprisoned Boethius, jailed, and awaiting execution for doing what is right, suffering from loneliness and depression, and beyond hope or optimism. Boethius would write his most famous work, The Consolation of Philosophy. Boethius explores the problem of evil in the world, the certainty of pain and suffering, but how happiness and serenity are still attainable, even in challenging circumstances. The book takes the form of a conversation between Boethius and Lady Philosophy, the personification of eternal wisdom. The Consolation of Philosophy is a guide to finding comfort and consolation even in the midst of pain and suffering. It is said, for 400 years in the Middle Ages, 2 books were so important they were expected to be in everyone's family library. The other book is the Bible. Applying Boethius in your daily life requires you to practice 4 simple forms of self-reflection in order to achieve the power necessary to overcome adversity. The best time to start is today. All you get by waiting is more waiting. 2 years after being unjustly imprisoned, he was executed. Boethius was beaten to death with clubs. Boethius had a bad day, just so you don't have to, just so you can make today, no matter what you're going through, one of the best days of your life. Living a happy life, guided by wisdom and good sense, is not easy. A good life requires hard effort and hard attention. It requires adding the right things to your life and subtracting the wrong things. A boring, miserable life is just as hard to achieve. It requires just as much skill and practice. It's not easy to ruin your life. It doesn't just happen for no reason. You have to do the wrong things to get to the wrong place. Here's how to ruin your life, step by step. Step 1. Spend most of your time thinking about yourself. Step 2. Wherever you sit is the head of the table. Step 3. Treat every person as a means to an end and never as an end in themselves. Step 4. Never stop trying to live a perfect life. Step 5. Don't think for yourself. And step 6. Drown yourself in the world's sea of troubles. Everyone else will tell you what to do in order to be happy. It's just as important to know what not to do in order to be happy. Today, if your relationships feel wrong, if what once made you happy doesn't anymore, if important things feel boring, then it's the perfect time not to ruin your life. For when you know what you don't want, you can change to what you do want and find true happiness.